This is the Life Confidence and Success channel with Life Coach Camille. And today our video is going to be on steps for reestablishing trust in a relationship. So trust is a foundation for any healthy relationship, but it can be damaging over time or as a result of certain actions. Now, reestablishing that trust in a relationship is kind of hard and it can be challenging, but it is possible with the right steps. So in the video, we will discuss the steps for reestablishing trust in a relationship. We're going to cover acknowledging the hurt, being honest and transparent, showing consistency, practicing patience, communicating, and setting boundaries. So if you're struggling with a loss of trust in your relationship, then this video is for you. We hope that by the end of this video, you will have a better understanding of the steps you can take to rebuild trust and strengthen your relationship. So let's get started. Trust is the cornerstone of any successful relationship, and whether it's between family members, friends, colleagues, or partners, it's essential for relationships to thrive and grow over time. So unfortunately, it can get damaged due to certain actions or events that can take place in our lives. And it also can be eroded over time if we do not take care of our relationships and nurture them properly. In order to have a healthy relationship, it's important to build trust with one another and work hard to maintain it. When you are trying to reestablish trust in a relationship, it can be very difficult, especially when that trust has been broken. However, with the right steps, it's possible to rebuild that trust and strengthen the bond between two individuals. It requires you to have a lot of patience, understanding, and communication to make sure that both parties are on the same page and that the expectations are met between both, but you must lay it on the line. And with these steps in mind, it is possible for you to reestablish the trust that was lost in the relationship and create a strong foundation for a successful future together. Now, remember, when trust is broken, it can cause a wide range of negative emotions, such as, someone feeling angry, sadness, fear, disappointment. The person who has been hurt may struggle to trust their partner again and may find it difficult to let go of those negative emotions. So furthermore, rebuilding the trust requires effort on both parties. The person who broke the trust has to acknowledge their actions and take responsibility for them and show that they're committed to making the change. Now, the person who was hurt must be willing to forgive and be open to trusting again. So reestablishing the trust is going to be a slow process. It's going to take weeks, months, even years to rebuild that trust, depending on the severity of the breach and the individuals that were involved. So both parties must be patient and committed to the process, even when it feels like the process is slow or non-existent. So in some cases, it's going to be helpful for you to communicate how each person is feeling in order to get through this. And with this communication, it's important that you must acknowledge the impact that the loss of trust has on each other and express that empathy and feelings. Also, the person has to take responsibility for any actions that contribute to the loss of trust and then apologize for them. Apologizing for the actions shows that the other person, that you are aware of the mistakes and that you're willing to make amends. It also is a sign of respect and humility, which can be very powerful in restoring the relationship. They'll look at you much different, and that's what you need and what you want. In order to get back to a healthy relationship, due to the fact that it has been broken, the consequences can be devastating, but if you show that empathy and you acknowledge what was done was wrong, you can slowly restore the relationship. Now, when that trust was lost, it made it very important for you to come back and acknowledge the impact that it had on the other person. And expressing those feelings of apology and being sympathetic will let the person know you genuinely want to restore the relationship. And then acknowledging the other person's hurt and expressing understanding that their emotions of how they're feeling can help to bring back and rebuild the trust and even strengthen the relationship. Okay, another thing we can do is show consistency. Consistency is the key when it comes to reestablishing trust. So important. When it comes to reestablishing trust, you must remember that consistency is what the partner wants to see. It's not just about being reliable and dependable, but also being consistent in the way that you communicate and how you are going to behave in the relationship going forward. Being consistent shows that you are trustworthy, reliable, and dependable, and that those are the qualities that's essential for rebuilding the trust. Consistency is important in all aspects of any relationship, but especially when it comes to you reestablishing trust. Whether it's with family members, friends, or colleagues, having a consistent approach helps to build your character and build a strong relationship and encourage people to believe in what you state. And then that consistency shows that you can be a trusted person again, and that your actions match up to what you say. So it is very important to follow through on your promises and commitments and to be consistent in that behavior if you're trying to rebuild a relationship. And this is going to involve making a lot of changes to your behavior and habits that cause the reason for the loss of trust in the first place. And if this is related to an additional relationship, it is going to be very tough for you to show up to get that trust back again. But being consistent, honest, and transparent is a part of that role in building the trust again. And when I say changing your behavior and habits, that right there is going to be the top key to helping you gain back that trust. So here's an example. If you were dishonest with your partner about your whereabouts, you may need to make changes to your behavior by being more forthcoming and honest about your schedule and the activities, who you were with and where you were. And if you were not communicating effectively, you may need to make some of those changes to that communication style or the habits by being more proactive in sharing your thoughts and feelings to your partner. This is where insecurity comes in for your partner and opens up the door to not trusting you. So once you start to implement the changes, they'll be able to see that you are trying to bring the relationship back to a healthy one. So it's important to remember that when you make these changes, it is a process. It's going to require you to put in time, effort, and dedication. And it may involve you having to conform to some of the things that your partner will want you to do. And it's called compromise. So if your partner is saying, listen, in order for us to get back to a place, you're going to have to stop going out as much as you do. Now, again, you want to compromise because you have lost the trust and you want to gain it back. And you have to work on it together with your partner. So you have to be willing to compromise. Now, this may be involved with setting boundaries and expectations, which your partner will probably give you, as well as you having to agree on consequences if the trust is broken again in the future. That's not something we want to do. But we are all human and it can happen. But the goal is to build the trust back by being open and honest and willing to compromise and work on building the trust together. Okay? So let's recap. We are going to acknowledge the hurt, be honest and transparent, show consistency, practice patience. We are going to communicate, and we are going to set boundaries in order to reestablish trust in our relationship when we have done wrong. I am Coach Camille, and I hope this information is helpful for you. Please make sure to subscribe, because I will be having more topics that is going to be of relationships, of life, of confidence, and of success on this channel. So I hope you guys give me a thumbs up and like it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the comments. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.